You're first of all, you even made the claim that men also do the same thing. So why is it that it's beyond the realm of possibility that we will understand what operating out of hurt actually looks like? If you're saying that we can also do that, I've also witnessed men who wound up in a breakup and then went out there and started slaying every woman that they possibly could because they went through a breakup. That does not mean that I can assume that every single time somebody participates in promiscuous behavior that they're operating out of hurt. So when you make the accusation that, oh, I'm operating from the outside looking in, you're literally doing the same thing, because when all those women were explaining why they enjoyed their whole phase, why they wanted to do it, why they went down south and did this and in between men and all of that, they were all actively celebrating the behavior. They were laughing and joking and clapping hands and all of that. So it's safe to assume that they're actually like what they're doing. You can't say that somebody, just because you experienced something and you operated out of hurt, that means that you can put that on every single other person as well.
And also, I would say is it, the word talks about a lot of this stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new under the sun. A lot of the shit that these women do, women been doing that shit for the longest, and they've been getting penalized, and been getting consequences for their actions. So ain't shit gonna change. And fellas, if you see women operating like this, talking like this, call them what they is. They all they want to be hoes. Let them be hoes.
So
And the
what's
women
the
that's
penalty though, Bruiser?
what's the penalty?
Don't marry them.
But y'all
There's a
not
lot.
marrying nobody though.
There ain't no one single penalty.
Y'all not
It's
marrying nobody.
Don't marry them.
All of us married on the panel.
Yes, but the percentage is 38%. That's very low.
and why is that?
Oh, and why is that? Because they all hoes, right?
So you saying when you walk outside, all you see is hoes?
I mean, hey,
In everyday life, all you see is
They
hoes.
probably move out of that
Most of
neighborhood.
them, yeah, most of them. I see hoes.
let's say for the sake of argument, because I know we like to do this, right? Where we like to explain a phenomenon. Because you remember when we was talking about
I do
the
think
women,
that
when
whole
we was talking, oh
culture.
wait, when we were talking about how women were divorcing at a 70% rate, and y'all say it must be because y'all men ain't shit. Well, let's make this. Let's make the. Let's say. Let's
No, no,
make it.
no, no, no.
Let's
So
hold on. Wait. Y'all said it must be because he did something wrong. It must be because she was experiencing something in that marriage that was his fault. So let's say this. Let's
can
do the same. Hold
so
on.
if
Wait
you
a
don't
minute.
let anybody else talk, I'm
Hold
about
on.
to click
Wait.
off because I'm
Hold on.
tired, too
Let me
tired
finish
to
my
hear.
comment. Then you can ask your question. So
They do that. They exhaust you.
let's make the safe assumption that
Mhm.
the reason why there's only 30% of y'all married is because all of y'all are probably acting like hoes. And that's why ain't
I
nobody
said
married.
38% of you married. I didn't say of females. I said
The
38%
reason
of black men who are
I said
married.
the reason why 30% only 30% of y'all are married is because most of them are probably hoes.
38%. So let me just say this, and I want to correct this again. 30% of people divorce. 70% of those 30% were led by women. So we're gonna say it
I
correct
didn't
when you're
say that.
speaking to me.
I never
Okay.
even disputed
So
that. I said that y'all explained why over 70% of
of
70%
the
of
divorces,
divorces are initiated by women is because it must have been something that the man did.
okay.
So I'm
That's
gonna say
usually how
let's
it
use that
works.
same logic and say the reason why majority of these women aren't getting married. To your point, because you said y'all ain't
I didn't
marrying them.
say women.
Hold on,
I
wait.
said, listen to
Hold
what
on, wait.
I want you to
You
clearly
said
understand
the
what I
reason.
said.
Hold on, wait.
I thought men
You
control
Hold
marriage.
on, wait a minute. Wait a
Listen,
minute. You said,
straight
why aren't y'all marrying them? I said, well, let's make the same
that's
assumption.
not what I said. I
What did you say?
said I leave black women out of it. 38% of black men are married. You control marriage. You don't have to marry a black woman. You can marry a white woman. You can marry a Latino woman. You can go overseas and marry a Thai woman.
They don't
I'm
marry not
saying
near one of
38%
them.
of black men. Keep black women out of it. All the women that you have options to, because black men popping right now. You
What
got
is that?
all these options, right? You can. Why aren't your marriage rates high? You got all these options. You don't have to. You no longer are stuck on marrying black women. You have the option of marrying any type of woman. Why aren't you marrying any type of woman?
So, if that is the case, first of all, what if we see all
Because
married
polygamy
women?
ain't legal.
Hold on, wait,
Because
wait,
you,
wait. Let's say for the second argument. Let's say for the second
you
argument
know, I
that
advocate with you.
let's say for the second argument that we're in the Western world and we aren't the only ones complaining about our women. So let's say for the second argument that we don't see majority of women as marriageable because all of them are doing the same thing. They all want to be hoes.
So you're saying moving across the
I
globe?
said when I made the argument, you said what consequences are these women suffering by? I said by not getting married, by not getting relationships, by not, you know what I mean? And you said, well, y'all ain't married. Well, is it possible that that may be the reason why they aren't married is because these women are behaving the way that they are?
I do. So I'm not gonna. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna say that some women don't behave inappropriately, right? I'm not gonna say that. That's not what I'm saying. So what I'm saying to you is because you have access to so many women, you can't say that every woman is acting like is out in the streets. So most men have access to a woman who's just not like that. Why aren't you marrying her?
Well, if you notice the trend in America, that marriage rates are falling through the floor.
But exactly. So
that must mean that if men control access to marriage and they're deciding not to marry women, that there must be something wrong with the women as to the reason why the men aren't marrying them. Right? Because that's the same logic.
But okay, so they're not marrying it, but they're still dealing with them.
So you can sleep with a woman and not want to marry her. I didn't know that women's number one goal was to just sleep with men. Because if that's y'all goal, I'm sure that no man will have a problem with that.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. But what I'm saying
so the goal for women is to get married. It doesn't matter whether you sleep with the man or not if your goal is to go further than being slept with. If you're a woman, is your goal as a woman for majority of women is to just be slutted out by all the men? Do you think that's men? Do you think that's women's goal overall is to be slutted out by men?
No.
Nope. What their goal is to be in relationships with men, right?
Sure, yes.
So if a
man's goal is to slut out all the women,
I don't think men would care otherwise. I think someone would get a relationship, but if it doesn't come with a relationship, it is what it is. As long as they can get access to pussy, they wouldn't care.
So yeah, they want to.
So basically, if your goal is I want more out of this man than just being sex, then if the man is not giving you more than just sex, that means that you're not getting what you want out the deal. So so that's the whole point. That's why I said when you ask the question, well, what is the consequences of these women behaving this way? They don't get married. They get treated like the hoes that they say they want to be. They get slutted out. And then when they get back on these panels later on, also, they don't get protected. So your image doesn't get protected. I ain't going to talk about the whole other side of protection, but your image doesn't get protected. So you go out there and present yourself as a hoe and people call you a hoe, then you're a hoe.
I think the problem is though, Sweeney, I get what you're saying, and I totally agree with you saying. I think the problem with the community is even the good girls are not getting wifed. Nobody's getting wifed. Like the rates are so low because Marcus, come on, even for you said you've been with good women before and you did not wife them, and they were great women. So there are men who are with women for long periods of time and they're not marrying them. And they're doing everything right. So you can't use that.
They're not doing
everybody's
everything right.
excuse.